Today we will be discussing Anyman by Amber Tamblyn. Ladies, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hello, my name is Sarah.
Monique.
Sarah.
For me, it was interesting to see a man as the victim and the woman taking that power, so I do kind of side with you on that.
Yeah.
Especially when it came to like the social media posts about like, a woman comes out and says, oh, this happened to me, and suddenly you are now coming at the victim and you are basically victimizing them all over again. It was interesting to see that flip with, well, how can a man get raped? Men can
See,
get
and I
raped
think
too.
that's a lot of how a lot of people feel is like, you see a man and you feel like they shouldn't be that vulnerable. They shouldn't, they're, men. So, I think that's why I was kind of like, it was just,
But I think the
It
book
was hard.
very shallow, so I didn't see that deeper meaning. You take it from your outside experiences and you bring it into the book, but the book itself is very surface level.
yeah.
I think they tried to make it a little bit deeper with the differences in each victim. They were pretty broad, pretty across the board. There wasn't like a similar, well, I guess because it's Anyman and then at the end, but I won't say, just kind of, there wasn't a typical and there wasn't a person and there wasn't a specific. So I kind of took it as more as her power and how like stereotypes and stereotypical ways, and yes, it was about rape and that's horrible and whatnot, but I think it may have had like a deeper meaning, even though it was a little messy and a little much in certain spots of the book. A little vivid.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Cats.
That was,
That was hard.
Whoa.
Yeah.
there was,
Yeah, I feel
Everybody
like there was
was
a lot
different.
of hard parts in there.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like where you're just kind of cringing and I don't know, to me that just I wasn't crazy about that.
right.
About the detail.
No.
I think that was a little too much for me.
Was it like she was taking the man's part as their power and that's what she was taking, or was she taking the complete control over the man in the book? It was because of what she did, the cat, what was it, the burning, the rubbing in the first one, and then
Yeah.
I can't even remember what the third one was, but I'm sure it was just as probably disgusting. But it was like, it was very physical and very humiliating almost. But then, like you said, with
And it goes along
the social
power
media, they were
that
just
you
like,
have.
"Pfft, pussy, whatever. Should have been put in that spot anyway." And
Yeah.
he was probably cheating on his wife, and this was fake, and he just did it to cover himself up. Like it was bad. It was bad.
I think it needed to be. You couldn't sugarcoat this book.
No,
No.
definitely not.
No.
And to see a man be weak, and how her descriptions of them being weak, because it was like the total breakdown, especially the one that kind of hid it from everybody and then did the phone call
At the end.
towards the end of the book.
Yeah.
It was kind of like to see a man in a weak way. Like she really stripped them
Yeah.
physically and emotionally, I think, in the book. It was really, they were really had to be kind of naked, literally. And like she didn't talk about their body types or anything like that, or why specifically it was anybody. It was kind of weird. You really didn't know what anyone physically looked like.
And they all,
Different.
like you didn't know what brought them together.
Right.
Other than them being in that situation. Like
Right.
you didn't know how she met each of them or what brought her to do that to each of those men.
Right.
And so it didn't really give a background on them as far as like where, other than it was just this one woman. And so we didn't really know where, what their line of work was or, anything like that to where you feel like you can kind
You
of
know them,
bring
you
them
relate to them,
together.
right.
Yeah.
It was the
It was just
dating
like it doesn't
website, or-
matter.
Yeah, it was
Right.
the dating website for two or something of them. I think one of them it wasn't,
Yeah.
but it was just
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all important with any book. We talk about that all the time, getting to know the characters and being able to feel what they're feeling and being able to relate with what relating to, and if you can't do that, you can't really
Mhm.
follow any type of structure line of any book.
Mhm.
So I don't think that, you know, knowing those details would help give that information and give it
Right.
Kind of tie
more
it all in.
substance.
Right.
Right,
She
right.
did make them objects.
Yeah.
Because they objectify us. Sorry, not sorry. Well, I thought, you know, the whole thing with the little kid and that rape and how that transformed the rest of his life. I think that was really potent just because it's not one single moment that's forever, because you're always going to be reliving that, and then you're acting out, doing all these other things because you can't cope with it.
Mhm.
And then as a kid, you don't really know how.
Right.
And he didn't say anything, so nobody around him knew, nobody knew to help him,
Mhm.
or, you know, that he was going through anything even. I don't even think that he really realized, as young as he was in his own mind, that, you know, that he needed to reach out for help or,
Right.
you know, let somebody know.
And even how he did let it out.
Yes.
It's like he told his dad, which was kind of a little bit of a point in the book too.
Yeah.
Like he had his masculinity was taken away, and he couldn't tell his dad, like
Yeah.
the masculine person that's supposed to be molding you as a child, and it was stripped, which is weird.
Yeah.
I just keep, I'm like,
I
it's coming to me. So, yeah, it didn't take me very long to read it.
No, it
I
didn't take
guess
us very
it-
long either.
It was a choppy read, but it was
Yes.
a really easy read.
Yeah.
But I think it took me, 6 hours?
Yeah.
I read it in
done.
one night. It's like,
Yeah.
I can't stop
Yeah, I
reading
read
this
it
book.
one night. Well, yeah.
I don't even have a lamp in my living room.
Right.
I'm gonna finish in the bathroom. But I finished. So I mean, but I was in a sitting on the toilet, not sitting on the toilet, but sitting on the closed toilet, so I could use my light because I didn't want to stand in the kitchen. It's just to kind of, tie that last knot in this crazy,
Yeah.
choppy book of
Yeah.
description of just craziness, and then the ending threw me off. She was just like aloof, whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's, Silence of the Lambs. It had like the little thing at the end or whatever. When he got loose and he was like in Mexico or wherever, Europe or wherever he called her there. Like there was no ties. She was just like, it's cold outside. Let me go find somebody else. Okay, whatever. And then that was it. And then it went on to the whole the
Yeah.
author. Okay. Mickey. That's
I
all.
like that. It
Yeah,
could have been you, or you, or you, or you.
Who are you?
Yeah.
I don't care.
I'm not picky.
But all in all, I thought it was a decent book. Kind of very easy read, but very choppy. What do you guys think?
I liked it. I enjoyed it, not because of the rape, but I liked what she had to say in that book and reversing that role. I thought that was different. I hadn't read a book like that before.
I was not crazy about it. It wasn't my favorite book. I guess maybe because I didn't, it was, the beginning just kind of threw me off, and then I had like this mindset, I think, for myself, where I was kind of like, and then I was just like, okay, let's just go with it. So I wasn't super excited about the book.
I personally wasn't either. I wasn't able to get into it at all. And really a good read for me is something that, you're walking around the house, not looking at anything, not eating whatever, but it's easy, but
Table divided.